So, guys, once again, welcome to the One Team, One Dream focus call this morning. This is John Jennings calling from Charlotte, North Carolina. Guys, I am super excited, as I always am, every Saturday morning about this call. It seems like every Saturday I feel like we're giving you the best call we've ever done, and I think this week is no different. I am super stoked about what we're going to cover for you guys this morning because I think it can make a tremendous impact on you building your business, a tremendous impact in helping you earn more money right now. So this morning what I want to do is turn this call over to Micah Winder. Micah is a one-star ambassador out of Austin, Texas. Most of you guys know and love Micah. She's someone who is a tremendous business builder. She has had tremendous success in other companies. Carry that forward with her career here at Visalus and is blowing this company out of the door. So I'm so excited to have Micah on our team and to share with us this morning. So Micah Winder, over to you.
Thank you, John. Good morning, everybody. I'm really excited about this call because I think this is actually one of the things that I've, right from the beginning, really recognized as probably the most important thing, most important thing that I could do to be able to have success with Visalus and continue to build upon to have success with Visalus. And so what we're talking about today is creating your story. And when we first came on, I got lucky enough. My story includes a lot of Nick Sarnicola. You'll hear me talk a lot about Nick because I actually got to be trained directly by him right from the beginning. And I was part of one of his business launches. And that really gave me a solid foundation. And I just took so many notes. And I still go back through those notes from the days that I got to train with him. But the thing that really struck hard with me with what Nick trained right from the beginning was that we are creating our story. In fact, I have some notes that I took from that, and it's up on my wall in my office at all times. And I always look at it to remind myself that I'm constantly creating my story. And, you know, one thing that, looking back now, I've been able to recognize is that really, like, my whole life I was creating my story for Visalus, which is kind of crazy. I mean, a lot of you know that I've lost a lot of weight. I had put on 100 pounds, and also I had $20 to my name when I started, and looking back at my history of what my work history was, it's a story that I had been creating, and I tell it often, and I knew that I had a responsibility if I wanted to inspire others. And that's really my favorite thing to do is to take, the 100-pound game that I had put on and turn it into something positive, and something that I can share out of love with people to inspire them to change themselves first and then turn around and change the world. That's how we're going to do this. And also, you guys hear all the time people say facts tell and stories sell. And so you have a responsibility not only to the people that you're going to touch with your own ripple effect and the tidal waves that you're going to create and build, but also to your own business and to your families and the people that you're doing this for, what your why is. You owe that story to your why. That makes any sense. So one thing that I really, really wanted to do today was have someone that I have got to know and love within the company. Her name is Tarlise Rideau, and she is an ambassador out of Fresno, Cali, and, she told me her story just last week. I didn't even know. We've just been friends on Facebook, and, we've met at all the ambassador events and stuff, and I just love her. She's so positive. She's so motivating, and I didn't know her story until just last week, and I was just blown away, and so we have a special guest. I'm so excited you guys get to hear from her. Tarlise, are you with us?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Good morning.
Awesome. Hey, thanks for having me this morning.
You're welcome. We're so excited to hear your story. And I want to just, turn it over to you and just have you tell us a little bit about your transformation and also your business journey with Visalus.
Awesome. Well, I started out as a customer with Visalus, and, I have to admit I came kicking and screaming, to be really honest. I was 70 pounds overweight, and I knew I needed to lose it, but, my pride got in the way, and I was too proud to ask for help. And so someone had been, talking to me about Visalus. I said, no, I don't like those shake things. I'll eat real food, quote unquote. I was being stubborn. So I finally started the challenge, and, like I said, I needed to lose 70 pounds, and the weight just started dropping like crazy, and everyone was saying, what are you doing? What are you doing? So I started telling everyone I knew about Visalus, yet I wasn't a promoter. I was still a customer. So as a customer, I think I had 34 other customers that were going to my upline, and I didn't want to promote it. Well, times got a little rough, and I had lost my job, and I kept looking for work. Literally, I think I sent out 300 applications or, resumes to people, and no one would hire me. And, it came down to the point where my money was getting lower and lower and lower and lower. And, truth be told, I was being evicted from my place because I had gotten behind on my payments. I had my car repossessed. I was just at my wits. I didn't know what else to do. And, my turning point for me came when my cell phone got shut off. And I was thinking, I'm 34 years old, and I can't afford $100-something cell phone bill. This is crazy. So, I actually went to my upline ambassador, and I sent him a message on Facebook, and I said, enough's enough. I don't want to live like this. And, he decided to run with me, but, just like I told you the other day, I actually ended up selling my bed. I figured, hey, what the heck, I'm getting kicked out of my house anyways. So I sold my bed to pay for, my ESS kit, and I borrowed the rest of the money from a friend. And, I didn't look back from then. And I hit ambassador in about 8 months after that. And, it's just, you're talking about your why, and something that you and I had, spoken with each other about is my why at that point was, I didn't have a car. I wasn't going to have a house. I didn't have anything. So my why was, I just didn't want to live like that. I didn't want to be negative. The day I started Visalus, I was negative $78 in my bank account. I mean, I laugh all the time, and, thank God I can laugh now, but I say, thank God for free shakes, because that's what I was living off. I mean, it's not like, people joke around and say, ha, dollar menu or top ramen. I couldn't even afford that. I mean, it was the lowest of the lows. And so that was my why. I didn't want to live like that, and I had already started losing the weight, and I saw that I was a motivation to other people. So I wanted to really step up and, be a servant-driven leader to other people, and I wanted to show people what was possible. And so, you always hear, but I can't do this, or but I can't do that. I'll be really honest, and I said this in my ambassador speech. I rode my bicycle with a backpack on my back and a blender to challenge parties. And no one ever said anything about it, because I was like, oh, it's a health challenge, it's a fitness challenge, ha, ha, ha. When in reality, I didn't have a car. If I wanted to get to a challenge party, I rode a bike or I took a cab. And, it was embarrassing at the time, but nothing was going to stop me. Nothing was going to hold me back. And so one thing that you and I spoke about was when I finally hit that plateau, though, and I had the goal of ambassador, and I put it on my vision board, and I took a picture in, my upline's jacket, and I had the check, and I photoshopped my name on it. And then once I hit that, I'll be really honest, I kind of hit the brakes, and I didn't know what my why was anymore, because I had this big vision and this big goal of what I wanted. And then once I hit it and I got it and attained it, I kind of stopped. And so, guys, it's so important for you to constantly keep pushing, constantly keep remembering what your why is, constantly keep striving to be, do, and have more, because when I hit that, I hit ambassador, everything's great, I realized, okay, what's my purpose now? And so I realize now my purpose is to help each and every single person on my team accomplish the same thing. So it's not about me anymore. It's I've gotten to where I want to get. Now I want to help every single person that I can achieve the same thing as me. And let's be honest, some people don't want to hit ambassador. Some people just want a BMW, or some people just want to lose weight. It doesn't matter. All that matters is I'm giving every single day and helping every single day, everyone on my team, even not on my team, people that are cross-line. I mean, you and I are cross-line, but people that want help to know every day that I'm helping them achieve their goals, and I will not sleep, I won't eat, I won't stop. It doesn't matter, because I want other people to feel what I feel, because just like you said, ripple effect, I know if I'm doing that for them, they're going to turn around and do the same.
I love it. You know, I think I just cried a little bit when you said this too. I didn't know about the backpack and the bike. You guys,
I did, and it was so, it's so funny because, like I said, my upline was like, I think his exact words were, dude, you can't do that. And I said, why not? He's like, you can't be, and that's the thing is, I don't believe in fake until you make it. I believe in be proud of where you're at. And, some people will always say, oh, how's that shake thing working? Oh, how's your pyramid? How's this and that? Guys, you can't let other people's mind monkeys affect you. It doesn't matter. And you know what? If you've only made $500 with Visalus, say, you know what? I haven't hit the rank I want yet, but you know what? I've made $500 and I'm helping a lot of people. At the end of the day, just be proud of what you're doing, be proud of where you're at. And I promise if it's a Jim Rohn quote, but if you help enough people get what they want, in the end, you always get what you want.
Amen. And if you don't mind, I want to ask you just a couple questions. Can you tell us a little bit about, your road to ambassador? I know you said that your upline ambassador decided to run with you, but can you tell us a little bit about what it took for you to get there?
Absolutely. They say go through your GST, give, 25 names. And when he decided to run with me, I said, okay, I'm going to go through my GST. Guys, if you want to really, run for ambassador and to get to, that pinnacle level that you're running for, 25 names isn't going to do it. My first list, I had 326 names. I literally went A through Z through my phone. I was looking on Facebook. I was contacting everyone I could, and I just wanted to tell them about the challenge. I followed the system to a T. I know, for me, for instance, I've brought a ton of people through Facebook. I've done XYZ. That's great in addition to, but really following the system and going above and beyond. It's not about the 25 names. It's a numbers game. It's an average game. And so I had to absolutely pack my calendar. I had to absolutely make sure that I was being accountable to myself. And that's something that's so important is, my journey to ambassador was knowing that at the end of the day, when my head hits the pillow, the only person that really is with me 24/7 is me. And so I had to hold myself accountable. I had, a log of tracking my time. How many hours was I on the phone? How many people, were getting samples from me? How many follow-ups was I doing? And I just had to keep myself accountable. And I looked at the end, for me, I do at the end of every month, I do a GSP and I start over exactly as if I was brand new in the business. And so I was doing that every 30 days. Okay, Carlise, where are you? Are you on track? How many calls have you made? And if I wasn't seeing the numbers coming in, then I knew, well, you know what, law of averages, you need to do a little bit more. So I absolutely pushed myself as hard as I could to max out the amount of calls I was making, absolutely make sure that I was spending every single minute of my time income producing and doing something that was productive. Because let's be honest, working from home is a great thing, but it's even easier to do your laundry and paint your nails and walk your dog and do other stuff. And so at the end of the day, I just had to be really strict and accountable with myself.
Okay, perfect. And another question, because I know that I tell my story all the time. I know I went out last night, and I think I must have told my story, probably 15 times to people. Mm-hmm. And that's promoting, people don't realize it, but that's what we do. We collect stories and we share stories. So how many times do you think you're telling your story every day?
Oh, goodness. I don't even think I can count the amount of times I tell my story. But, what I think is even more important and which a lot of people forget is just like you said, the collecting of the stories. You don't want to come across as being salesy or pushy or here's my opportunity, rah, rah, rah. I've really come to learn that by opening up and asking people about themselves and getting to really know other people, just like you were saying with me, you didn't know my story until last week, because I've learned to not necessarily push my story to anyone, to really ask about other people and get to know them. And, you know, just like I said on Facebook, for instance, you know, getting to learn about people's families and their story and what they're doing, and realizing that not everyone is going to want to join our business. Not everyone, I mean, we're the 3%. Not everyone's going to want to start a home-based business. Not everyone maybe cares about weight loss, XYZ. But you always have a place in someone's life. And so what I've really learned is to collect other people's stories, and they can't help but to be curious and say, so tell me about yourself, or so what are you up to, or how's life, how's business, how's your family? And then it opens up those gates to say, well, I'm glad you asked, and here you go.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much for sharing.
Thank
I learned a lot.
Thank
and
you so much.
I know I'm going to be using your story often. And we would love to have you on more of these calls, too. And just so you guys know, she does do a radio show. Tell us a little bit about that, because this is part of your story as well, because this isn't something that you've ever done before.
No, it's not. And you know what? Actually, I just kind of started becoming open and transparent on, you know, my social media sites such as Twitter and Facebook, etc. And so homebusinessradionetwork.com, actually, it's just, I think there's 35 of us now, but we all have radio shows, and everyone kind of has a different little niche, but mine is how to utilize and leverage your social media sites to expand your home-based business. And so I talk about how to gain people on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, etc. And so, you know, like I said, I had never made any money in network marketing at all. You know, I've been in the business before, but I honestly think I made like $600 in my last company. And so someone just saw me and saw what I was doing, just kind of exposing myself and sharing my story. And so I was given a radio show, and I just actually recorded show number 77. And so I've given 77 different shows and tips on how to gain exposure through your social media.
Wow, that's awesome. Now tell me again, when did you start with Visalus? What was your start date?
My start date was in November. I started November 4th, I believe. So, November, 8 months last year. So 8 months to ambassador, and running since then.
And how long did it take you to become a promoter?
I'll be really honest. I started Visalus about 2.5 months before I decided to promote. So November 4th was my actual date of becoming a promoter, but I started about 2.5 months before that on the product. I lost 60 pounds in my first challenge. It took about 70 days, so 60 pounds in 70 days.
Wow. Okay, guys, there you have it. That's how you do it. You commit yourself, and you dig in, and you build your story. And Tarlise, thank you again so much. I want to talk a little bit back over to John Jennings, because when we talk about storytellers, there's really not many people that are better at it than John is. So, John, I know that you have some things that you want to say on this subject, so I'm going to turn it over to you for a little commentary.
Thank you, Micah. And you know, what a great story we just heard. And not a story, but stories that we just heard. And first of all, guys, I think the important thing to remember is, and you've heard this said a million times, and that is that facts tell, but stories sell. Now, and this dates back for a couple thousand years. There was a guy who started with 12 people, and 12 men, and he started telling stories. And through those stories that he told, he changed the world. And it wasn't by the facts, it was the stories he told. And you know what? We are in the relationship marketing business. And relationship marketing means that, you know, I'm here to not sell you a bill of goods. I'm not here to sell. I'm here to develop relationships with people. How do I do that? Is it by telling you about the synergistic blend of ingredients that affect the mitochondria of the cell to maximize weight loss? Is that how I do that? No. Guys, it's about creating relationships. And you do that by connecting with people and caring about people. People don't care what you know till they know how much you care. One of the things that I think that we have to do is to realize that you have to stop telling facts. Okay? Stop telling the facts. It's incumbent upon the tools that we have to tell the facts. So allow the video to tell the facts. Allow the website to tell the facts. Allow the magazine to tell the facts. Allow your upline, sideline, cross-line, downline in a three-way phone call to tell the facts. But for you and your prospect, you need to tell stories and connect them with other stories. Now, what's the most effective story you can tell? It's your own. It's the authenticity of your own story. Because, see, if all I have is somebody else's story, and I'm going to be dependent upon that forever, well, guess what? It's not authentic. People can smell that, like a dog smells fear. Okay? So in the beginning, let's face it, you don't have your story, so we have to tell other people's story until we can develop our own. So use other people's stories in the beginning, but you have to be committed to developing your own story. In the beginning, that might be a weight loss story. And I'm going to tell you something, that's the most effective story you're ever going to have. You can talk about $25,000 checks, you can talk about ambassadors, you can talk about BMWs till the cows come home. Let me tell you what, the front door to this business is weight loss. Make no mistake about it. That's the front door to this business. And if you lose sight of that, you're going to be struggling, okay? So that's the front door. But tell stories about, eventually, it's going to be weight loss. It's going to be your professional background. It will be the BMW for some people at some point. At some point, it may be income, but other people's stories. So we all have different stories to connect people with, and you have to take your ego out of it, okay? I know for a lot of folks, it's like, I want my team to look up to me. You know what, guys? You got to allow people to connect with who they get passionate about, who they can connect with. Because we're all a part of one team, one dream, okay? And so with that being said, you have to take your own ego out and allow people to connect with others. So my job as a recruiter, my job as a sponsor is to connect my prospects, my distributors, with other people until they connect with someone. And I don't care if it's me or not. If it's me, great. But you know what? It might be Micah. It might be Joe Blow. It doesn't matter who I connect them with. I want them to connect with somebody. And do I care if they're in my organization? Heck no, I don't care, because we're all part of one team, one dream. Micah, I could keep talking for days on this subject, as you can probably tell, but I just looked at the clock and realized that we're running short on time. And I know you've got some things you want to give to people that they can do this week to help them make more money. So, Micah, over to you.
Thank you, John, so much. And again, I'm just really excited about being able to do this call with you guys every week. I swear it gets better and better. And one thing that I do want to encourage all of you guys for your homework, so make sure you get pen and paper out right now so that you can take notes. But one thing that I really want you guys to do is, because I actually was on the website last night and I was just going through the catalog, which, by the way, thank you, John, for putting that website together and keeping it maintained. I know it's work. John does that for us every single week and keeps that website maintained so that we can use it and share it. But what I want you guys to do is go to www.visalus, dream.com, and pick a subject that one of the calls that you haven't listened to under recordings, and listen to it. And why not do it right now? Spend an hour. It's only 30 minutes this call, 30 minutes for the one you're going to listen to. Spend an hour. You guys are, fired up right now. Go listen to another one and then share it with your team. And the other thing that would be really great is if you found one that you think that one of your team members needs. Now, if you haven't built a team and you're brand new, use the recruiting ones, okay? Go and listen to those first. But if you do have a team, then pick a link, click on it, and copy and paste that link and go send it to your team members and say, you know what, I was thinking about you and that this would really help you in your business right now where you're at, because everybody's in different stages and we all need extra help, and there's so much there. So please do that. That's a big part of your homework this week. The other part of your homework that I wanted you guys to do was, we just heard an amazing story from Tarlise, and I want you guys to go and share it with 3 people today. And this is how you do it. And people ask me all the time, how do I just talk about this? How do I tell people? you just go and you say, oh, my goodness, I have something so exciting I got to share with you. I got on a call today for my Visalus business, and, I didn't know what it was, and they had a special guest, and this woman's story was so amazing and so incredible. I just have to share it with people. You got to hear this. And then tell the story. Shoot, let them listen to the phone call. So you got to listen to this. And share her story 3 times today. And, if you do that every day, you never know what's going to happen with your business. Again, like she said, it is numbers games, but you've got to be continuing to plant seeds. And the other thing that I would like you to do is go and find stories. Like, go on YouTube, look on Because of Visalus, the Facebook group, and the Visalus testimonials. Go find some stories that relate to people that you know in your life, some testimonials that you can share. And the Because of Visalus, you can copy and paste that and then send it over and say, hey, I just found this, and I know that you have fibromyalgia. Here's a story that I found, a testimony about somebody that has fibromyalgia that these shakes are working for. You guys, we're helping people with something so valuable, and that is their health. And we really do have a responsibility to collect these stories and share them with others, and so I encourage you to do that. The other thing that I wanted to just touch on with the stories is, one thing that really hit home to me was when I was training with Nick was he said, flat out, your story doesn't start until you hit RD. And that's why I hit RD in 20 days, because I wanted my story to start. And, bottom line, guys, we want you guys to work this at your own pace, make your own goals. And, you could just want to be regional director, make an extra $20,000 a year and drive a free BMW, get your product for free. If that's the case, just minimally make that the goal for you to get that done. We are in the quarter of the year that is easiest to do because everyone is getting ready for summer. Everybody's got their tax. So we'll want you guys to do that if you have not. If you have not, this is what you need to do. You need to contact your upline sponsor, your upline ambassador. Don't leave your ambassador out of this. Our favorite thing is to help people get their BMWs. So one of our favorite things. And so just contact them and reach out with them and let them know that you really want to get there and have them help you put a game plan together to make that happen. And the last part, too, a big part of Tarlisa's story, if you noticed, was she couldn't afford to eat. And so she got her product free. And that made all the difference for her. And there are hundreds and thousands of people on this planet that need your story about 3 for free. So you can't tell it until it's free. I'm able to say to everybody, because I calculated how much, if I was spending supplements and food and everything that I save with the challenge, I calculated it. And it's $6,500 a year that I save in food and supplements. And I say that at least 10 times a day to people. I share that part of my story all the time because everybody, whether you're a customer or promoter, can save that much money on food, 2 meals a day, and I have the transformation kit, so I save on all kinds of things. So definitely go get your product free. Oh, and last thing too, I think that every week that we need to be reminded that we have this extra bonus that you can help someone get the product free and get a bonus, but we have to actually do the work to generate the bonus. And so that's your next thing is to focus on, go run your customers, run your promoters. Who is it that you can help get their product for free? And let's get it done by Thursday midnight. With that being said, guys, thank you again for getting on the call. We love you all, and we wish nothing but God's richest blessings on all of you and all of your families. We will see you at NST. If you have not registered, go do it. LA is this weekend. It is going to be amazing, and there'll be lots and lots of stories that you'll get to collect and share. Have a blessed day, everybody. This call is 15.